So Josh, not to derail you, but since you're being so honest, you said that you were thinking about quitting, and this is what you said, 6 books that you'd had published by this point, and you've won a People's Choice Award.
She was rounding up. I've published 4 books. I had four books published, and I was part of some anthologies.
No, you had Hamburger Helpman, you had Guy Langman, and then you had 3 baseball books.
Just 2 baseball. The 3rd baseball book didn't sell, so there was only 2.
Oh, I guess I thought it was 3 because it was 3 thirds. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the title is confusing because it's called Strike 3 or Dead, but that was the first book in the series. I should have called it Strike 1. And then I could have kept going. I started with Strike 3. I don't know. But yeah, so I have 4 books in. Yes. What was the question? I
just wanted to clarify for all the authors listening who think I'm the only person who ever feels this way, that there you are 4 books in and you're thinking that maybe it's time to stop writing and just focus on baseball and doing the library full time, or?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, after my first book, I couldn't sell anything. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just one and done. And it was, my agent ended up firing me after my first book. And which was not something I realized could happen, but in retrospect, and I was like, well, I'm done. I guess this is it. And, but then I wrote another book and I got another agent, and, I'm very dumpster ratty. I climbed to the top of the dumpster repeatedly. And I mean, there have been multiple points in my career where I'm like, well, I guess I'm done now. I guess I've gotten as far as I can possibly get, and I'm just never going to sell anything again. But I keep stupidly writing things and giving them to my agent, and he keeps ultimately selling something eventually.
Well, that was 16 books ago that this idiot agent fired you and has been regretting it ever since, right?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that she fired me, and then I got nominated for the Edgar Award, and then she said, maybe I spoke hastily. And I said, actually, I've already signed with somebody, which I had not.
Wow.
But by God, I was not going to go back to somebody who had fired me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a line on an agent. In fact, the agent who is my agent now, it wasn't like I was just like jumping with no net, but it was, it's like you never get those moments where you get to say, actually, no, forget you. But I don't know any author who hasn't had those dark nights of the soul repeatedly. It's just hard sometimes. It is a hard business. And I have described it a lot of times, like when I'm at school visits, as I play the lottery for a living, because there's no guarantee that I will ever sell another book ever again. And, if every book takes 3 to 6 months to do, and then like 3 to 6 months or longer to sell. And I play the lottery for a living, and it is a cruel and unkind lottery at that, because, not only do you write the book and then hope that it sells, even when it does sell, then you hand over something that you've put all of your everything into to lots of people who are going to receive it in the spirit in which it was intended, and lots of people who are going to be really angry and hate you a lot because it wasn't their book. I mean, it's a weird job. So it's nice to actually do it, with somebody.
Well, let me direct this question to you, since I know, Josh, the answer for you is when you're feeling low, Saundra Mitchell appears in a golden light and says, come with me, Josh. I will lift you out of this and bring you to Camp Murderface. But Saundra, when you're feeling low and there's no Josh coming out of the clouds, what keeps you going?
I don't want to get a real job. Seriously, this is the only thing that I've actually ever been genuinely good at. And I have worked in lots of jobs. But unlike Josh, whose parents set a fantastic example for him and set him off into college, into a world of, excellent jobs with, good jobs with benefits and pension plans. I was poor as dirt growing up, so I only have a high school diploma. So for me, Josh, has a master's degree and could get lots of different kinds of jobs, which is not to say that he would enjoy those jobs, but he would be paid more than $7.65 an hour to do those jobs. Whereas if I go out and get a job, I have a high school diploma, so I would be working, a minimum wage job, and I am older and I have a spinal cord injury, and I would, if I did not write for a living, I would be living entirely off of my wife, and that I can't do that.
Oh, I can. I don't, but I would have no problem should it come up.
She talks about, it's like, hey, when you make it big, I will totally quit my job. And it's like, okay, well, you keep encouraging me to make it big, and I will continue to write books about haunted summer camps, and we'll see what happens.
Well, this is it. Here we are, Middle Grade Ninja Podcast, top of the world, Ma.
Yeah.
Here we go.